afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Tuesday, July 28th, 2020, 3 p.m. Eastern. I think a lot of the population is experiencing epiphanies across the board. Those that are, if any of you can remember when you first started to see clearly, what you did, you searched, you started seeking out information, and probably at one time you looked at people that were clear, like people look at you now that you're, Fruit Loop or something, that because of what you're talking about. But that's changing, that's shifting quite rapidly. And it's imperative that we understand when we do these meditations, when I'm going through communication, sharing some directions and thoughts, it's always about visualizing when we're in deep silence. And our intent is to assist the rest of our brothers and sisters on ascension. And how do you do that? Well, we do it through intent, through these meditations on a global scale, so that, so that we can adjust the frequency and fine-tune it. Because we're part of the frequencies. And when you become clear enough with yourself, and it's interesting because you could not listen, to all of the YouTubes and everything, and reach within you and have all the answers. Because the externalism is such a huge distraction for us. So you can figure, just real simple, just look at all the conflict that so many of the civilizations are experiencing. When you move yourself into a much lower vibrational frequency, you experience very unpleasant things. When you do harm to others, you're not able to deny it with oneself. It's something that it's very powerful, and it kind of overtakes you. And I'm talking about those on the planet that are creating harm to others. And as we continue to ascend with our vibrational frequencies, there have been those who have been compromised, which is unfortunate. But it is their decision, their direction on how to balance, and eventually that karma will come full swing for them. And whether they're in body or out, and they'll be presented with a direction on how are they going to balance that karma. You hear the word karma a lot. Maybe you hear it a lot, maybe you hear it on occasion. What is it? Well, it's an imbalance of frequencies. So we have a innate directive, so to speak, from Source Creator. Source Creator is pure consciousness. In all things, of all things, everything and everything. You're pieces of that. And as pieces of that, we're plugged into it. And Source Creator is, you could say, father, mother, the one, the whole, the one made up of the many. And the one is source creation. Now, we have all kinds of names throughout history that have come and have gone. You know, when I mean come into physical and then leave out of physical. And we have, once you understand the configuration, so to speak, of pure consciousness. Now, as we evolve in these bodies, so that we understand the very nature and makeup of the separation from the understanding of the physical enticement in these biological forms and the non-physical true existence of all of us. When I mean non-physical, we're talking about not these bodies that we're in. We're talking about our God form, our pure consciousness, our spark of Source Creator. So we understand that you begin to realize that you travel, each of us travel 24/7 because we're part of all things. So we're part of all universes, all constellations, all celestial bodies, everything. We just haven't learned yet or comprehended what that means. So here we are in these bodies on this planet at a very spectacular time, a very uplifting, huge increase in vibrational frequencies, not in the lower realms, the higher realms. And that's apparent. It may not seem apparent to some, but it is apparent to a lot of us. It's not like reading into something or where we're sitting and saying, well, this is something that, it's just my imagination. This can't be really real. But it is. It's just like any one of your intents to assist others in love and peace and harmony and tranquility, benevolence, abundance. This is what's transforming not only yourself, but the planet and everybody else on it. So if you could look at, you kind of view it, say you're doing a topo or a topographical view of all of the brothers and sisters in the planet. And you are a pulse beacon. That means is that every second, 1001, you send out a major vibrational frequency pulse. And this pulse, and you view all of the brothers and sisters who are asleep, who are confused, who have basically been robotized, which means if you were to approach them and say, you know, what you're doing, you should really let go of that and not allow these external influences to, cause you to feel like you need to do this and do that, because you're the power. External influence is not. It is what you've created and we've all created. And yes, we've all created the current status on the superficial aspect of this planet. It's all superficial. It has no roots. It has attempts to continually try to convert these lower frequencies, lower dark matter frequencies, these corrupted souls. Their whole direction is to convert the higher frequencies into lower frequencies. We are not, from our perspective, we're not here to convert anything. We are here to ascend, each of us, into higher existence, higher form. We're not interested in conflicts and terror and frustration and fear and all of those things. We know what they are. So as these pulse beacons, every 1001 you send out a pulse. So when you witness as the high frequency of deep eternal love and gratitude literally waves over the population, those in China, on what they're experiencing right now. See, there really isn't any separation. Just because our physical forms look different, our pigmentation, our skin's different, it has no bearing. It's all absolutely ludicrous for any of us to embrace. That's a physical, that is a part of this experience, but it isn't real. It isn't real. It is a highly engineered structure to keep us as pure consciousness occupied. I know that might sound a little strange to some, but in reality, that's what it is. It isn't real. But if some of you have seen on some of the sci-fi series, TV series like Star Trek and everything, and you see the hologram, the holodeck, believe it or not, that technology has been around for a very long time in other civilizations, other starships throughout the galaxies and universes. It isn't something new. It's new to this civilization, but the fact of the matter is that it's time that we have chosen to understand what it means to be God. I'm not talking about the God, I'm talking about God. All right? So you can use the word God, and that's been misconstrued as well. As far as what is God? Well, you can look at the Archangel Gabriel, and, you take off some of it, and God ends up meaning low frequency, not high. Okay? But if you teach a population on certain words, and you embed certain histories and everything, then the population has nothing, and then you blank the population's memories, and then you stop any delivering of, like, storytellers at one time used to pass on the history to the next generation, who then would take that on and pass it on and pass it on. That's how it was done. It really wasn't written. It was just talked about in stories and delivered to the next generation. We are in a massive, massive, massive transition. This isn't, it's not like, it's not like World War II was, or World War I, or this internal World War III that we've been in. And when I mean internal, it means that there comes a realization of each of us to understand, without guilt, without ego, that we, all of us, are God. And that's important to understand what that means. You, all of you, we deem what happens on this planet. Not some handful of rogue forces from other civilizations. We do. And that's always been the way for the liberation of any planet. The civilization becomes awake and coherent enough where they unite, and they literally melt away their differences. Seriously, they melt away. They let go and surrender their differences. They're not interested in, what color are you, or what religion are you, or, what is your direction. That all is literally melted away. We unite. Why? Why would this civilization that seems to be so splintered unite? Why would it? Because enough of us have become awake where the balance has tipped. And the balance is tipped for higher vibrational frequency of God-like energy. Now, the lower frequencies have their energy, their so-called God-light energy. But the prevalent, unbeknownst to many, throughout existence, is the higher frequency energy. That's prevalent throughout the universes. Now, most people wouldn't understand that by looking at the surface of this planet. The surface, not below, not beneath, but the surface. the twisting and the misdirecting and the misinforming and the misinterpretation and the continual worry, stress, fear. Worry, stress, fear, worry, stress, fear, worry, stress, fear. And I've talked about this before in other meditations, but it's imperative that we choose to understand that we're the shift. We literally are the ones that are shifting this planet, and we are moving into higher frequency. Some of us are, like I said, most of us, those of us on this call are in 5D. Now, that doesn't mean that there are other frequencies that want to pull you by the ankle and try to pull you back in to 3D. This will continue for a while. And it's going to be up to you to differentiate, what does that mean, okay? Where you're having, we've got people that are being bombarded by Wicca, witchcraft, the dark end of that magic. We have people that are being hexed. We have people that are constantly being attacked. But they don't really understand. It's them that's doing it. It's them. It isn't the external. It's them and the belief mechanisms and how the ego mind tricks and creates things. It's like everything on this planet, guys. It is us. We're the engineers and implementers of what's been going on here. And we're so powerful that most of us don't recognize that power. But the controllers of the planet recognize what it means when they can literally herd the majority of the civilization into false pretenses, into false beliefs. But if they can cause them to believe enough into something where fear is created through the ego mind and dictated to them through their heart mind, then they're able to control. Then they're able to direct. Then they're able to bring up illusions, create diversions, and keep the civilization from understanding who and what it is. This is why this collectivism that is our bonding as one, as a civilization of this planet, it is our decision on how things are going to go. Remember that. It is our decision on how things will go. It is not external authority's decision. It is ours. It always has been. We have always been the ones that have created certain things. On this planet, we've created the good, the bad, and the ugly. That doesn't mean that we are consciously aware of this across the board, but it does mean that since it is being discussed, it means that it is more front and center now. So it's like, do I become angry, frustrated, fearful of this? Or do I understand that my frequency, or me, for who and what I am, should be directed for higher existence, higher love, higher gratitude, higher appreciation, a higher peace? A lot of people have believed throughout the eons that peace and tranquility, a civilization that's in peace and tranquility and benevolent, is weak because they aren't warring and they aren't destructive and blowing up things and disrespecting life. They're doing the opposite. Actually, and that has been played on this civilization to believe that, oh, you're meek and weak. And it's the opposite. The more you embrace higher frequency of deep, eternal love and gratitude, the more powerful you become. Because you literally are identifying just exactly who and what you are. It's no different than when you go into the wilderness, you have a group of people, and they go into the wilderness, and they're told, you're going to be out here for a handful of weeks, and you're going to have to rely on each other to survive. Now, those who are calm and peaceful and look at things much non-abrasive are the ones who will be able to survive. The ones that begin to panic and become irritable, upset, and angry are the ones that will not survive. You see what I'm saying? In this meditation, visualize this, is that tranquility and benevolence has literally begun to saturate the civilization of the planet. Tranquility and benevolence saturating the planet and all the civilization. So if you picture yourself as these beacons all over the planet, and the beacons are in higher frequency, so it's not like they can be seen by the mass population of the planet. It means that you are directing these very high frequencies of the deepest of eternal love and gratitude out to all things, all life on the planet, in it, above it and below it, because there are many brothers and sisters beneath the surface of this planet. There are many massive cities, not these military underground installations I'm talking about, that have been here a long time. There are at least 3 different dimensional civilizations beneath the planet, beneath the surface of the planet. These are those we call on for these meditations. They're in them with us. It's not just us. We call upon everyone we can that is consciously aware that they are a spark of source creation, pure consciousness. And we're evolving. We're equipped with tremendous power, and we're evolving. So things are beginning to engage within us, identify, understand. This is why when we talk about in this meditation, like we have all the other ones, when I say the emerald green flaming healing light, Archangel Raphael, a column that reminds us that we are the power of healing. Well, we are. It isn't figuratively, it's literally. We're ascending and evolving into an understanding, a self-awareness of our abilities. And they're always harmonized into higher and higher frequencies of deep eternal love. Not in the lower frequencies of, wow, look what I could do with this, and, this and that. Also, the release of massive abundance to the people of this planet, civilization. We are eliminating all that has been constructed of this illusion for this civilization and the lower depths frequencies. The greed, the fear of lack of, the fear of dying, the fear of living, all of these things. We're eliminating them. How can they be eliminated? Because we're increasing the vibrational frequency of the entire civilization of this planet. That's what's happening. In 5th dimension, it's just the first bus stop for all of us. 5th dimension is just a bus stop, guys. We drive along on our existence, and the entire universe is as sparks of source creation of pure consciousness. And you take a long trip, and then you pull off and you get something to eat and relax and stretch your legs and stuff, and then get back on the bus and you keep going. This is what's happening. So understand, 5th dimension is just a bus stop. And that's not discussed a lot, but we will go from 5th dimension seamlessly, in a sense, when we are out of these physical forms. There's no time for us. We exist, and we enjoy, and we embrace different forms. So we're literally, what we're doing here is not happenstance. All of you we're all one, we're all together, and we're all consciously aware that the universe has all of our backs in every aspect of our existence. There isn't one, the universe is perfection. So while we're in these bodies, the universe is constantly saying, okay, what would you like, and everything. But unless you know who and what you are, this is part of the transition, you're not going to know the universe is even your friend. So, you really, really believe that Source Creator would have generated us, all of us in these bodies, have a rough time? Think about it. Does that make any sense? For you to have a rough time, to struggle and scrape and worry and stress and fear, to feel compressed and suppressed, is that a benevolent, tranquil, all-knowing, all-seeing, all-powerful, pure consciousness of that which creates all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever and forever? It doesn't make any sense, does it? Now, we are creating, just every single one of us. But we choose, you know what, isn't it time that we transition this planet into the joy and the harmony and the peace that it was intended to be to begin with? Really? And we're not negating any of the good Draco, any of the good reptilian, any of the good parts of any of the civilizations that are literally interplaying with this planet. Okay? This is a unification of all the gods within all the physical forms, no matter what those forms appear to look like on the external viewpoint. So understand that we're at a bus stop, okay? And the bus stop, basically, we are on this planet in this particular bus stop to transform the civilization and all life into a higher frequency of existence of deep eternal love and gratitude. That's what we're doing. How are we doing that? By discovering who and what we are first, and then sharing that discovery with the rest of the pieces of Source Creator, which means this civilization and many others. So this meditation, simply put, must stop. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure we all are. And the first thing that we desire to do is to relax our bodies. Visualize it. Visualize it. You're on a hammock. It's a summer afternoon. The hammock is tied to two trees, and you're lying there in the hammock, and your eyes are closed. You were going to read a book, but the book's just laying on your chest, and your hands are folded, and you just stop moving, and you just hear just light noise sounds. Maybe, it seems like it's far away, so it's not disturbing. You might hear a dog barking, some children playing. You might hear and then you see the shadows of the leaves through the sunlight, and you feel this wonderful breeze coming over you, your body, and you have no motivation to move. Zero. You have no motivation to even think. You're not even thinking. You've left the mind alone. The ego mind is not there, and you're just floating. Your body is completely relaxed. And seriously, you don't have any motivation to move, think, do anything. Complete relaxation naturally. Total peace, tranquility, and benevolence. And you're filled with all the abundance from within that you could ever possibly desire. This is relaxing the body. And this is moving yourself into a stillness of mind in total peace. Doesn't it make sense on this particular bus stop that we all understand how to do that with ourselves? So the body responds. Shoulders drop. Any pains you may be having dissipate. And you're at total peace with yourself and everything around you. Then we move into the now. We move into the now right from that hammock. You could be in the now. And what is the now? It's moment to moment. It's the space between heartbeats. It is you focused on the now, the moment. Whatever it is you may be doing, thinking, or being, always in the now. And you relax the body in the now. And as you understand, is that the now is not the past, and it is not the future. So we don't, if we wander off into the past and we're there too long, then we start taking the past into a future that doesn't exist, creating that future from that past, and then living that future, that past in that future, which means pulls a lot of us into the understanding is that I feel like I've been running around in circles my whole life. We don't go into the future because the future isn't there yet. We haven't created it. But in the now, we create it. We're creating the future. We're focused on the now. We still the mind, the ego mind. And we're in total connection with our God source. In complete balance. To assure you that you're in the now. You want to breathe. And you want the breath in through your nose, real nice and easy, and breath out through the mouth. This breath is divine positive energy. Why is it? Because it sustains the vessel that holds the God within it. That's why it's divine positive energy. Anything that sustains the vessel that holds the God within it is divine. It is positive. So it empowers us. This breath focuses us on the now. So you can really easily figure it out. If you are in the moment, you're not focused on the moment. You know that you're not in the now. And then immediately you move to your breathing and you focus on the breath, which then brings you back into the now. The breath is not yesterday. Breath is not tomorrow. Breath is only in the moment. This is a good measuring tool for you to identify the fact that I'm not in the now. I'm going to go into my breath. I'm going to focus on my breathing. Doesn't mean you have to be gasping for air in public and doing that. It means that you just focus on breathing, and it'll move you back into the now, into the moment. Also, as we're all seated in a very comfortable position, we're going to bring our divine positive energy through all the energy vortexes running up through the center of our spine. These are called chakras, energy ecosystem. There's the basic 7. And those 7, basically, they're different points on our spinal column, and they're connected to different of our glands and organs in our bodies. And they're responsible for uniform distribution of our God energy, our God light energies, chi, ki, prana, life energy, many names for it. And it literally, we pull this divine positive energy, our breath, through them, up through the center of our bodies. Now, if any of them are, there's a disruption in that energy flow through the chakras, or a blockage in any one or more of the chakras, then each of us may suffer from health or mental issues. So the chakras actually form the energy ecosystem of every one of us. And it's a deficiency in this ecosystem can literally wreak havoc in the different areas of our lives. So this visualization is very important on a couple of areas. So we visualize divine positive energy and we pull it up from the first root chakra, the red wheel of light, the Muladhara. And this is the energy, stability, comfort, safety, I am. And then we go to the orange wheel of light, the sacral chakra, the Vadhisthana. This is sensuality, sexuality, pleasure, sociability, I feel. Always keep an eye on the little guy, the ego, when we're doing this. Then we go to the yellow light, wheel of light, the solar plexus chakra, the Manipura, strength, personality, power, determination, I do. Then we bring it to the green wheel of light, heart chakra, the Anahata. This is acceptance, love, passion, sincerity, I love. Then through the blue wheel of light, the throat chakra, the Vishuddha, communication, expression, creativity, inspiration, I talk. Then through the violet wheel of light, the third eye chakra, the Ajna, intuition, lucidity, meditation, trust, I see. And then to the crown chakra, Sasra, knowledge, consciousness, fulfillment, spirituality, I understand, the purple wheel of light. Now we bring this fine positive energy through these energy vortexes, this energy ecosystem through our body. These are etheric energy vortexes. And we bring it up to the top of our head, just a little bit toward the back. We hold it briefly. I am light, I am love, I am. And in that brief holding, we condense and compress that energy into pure liquid energy. We release it immediately over the pineal gland. The pineal gland is very important to all of us while we're in these bodies. None of us have a full, healthy, functioning pineal gland currently. So this exercise, this visualization, literally will expand and open the pineal gland. I look at it as a rosebud, a green ball. Some people look at it as a pine cone, a prune, a raisin. But however you view it, we release this liquid frequency, very powerful, and it saturates, floods, and bathes the pineal gland. And then I look at it as a just all of a sudden this rose that blooms in full blossom. It's an immortal, eternal rose with many different colored petals, and it's got a high vibrational frequency, a beautiful fragrance, and it is fully healthy and functioning. And that's how our pineals will come into full play. And as they do, they're the gateway to all the particles of existence. They're the gateway to pure consciousness, our God, and they're the gateway to beyond. So this exercise, this visualization during this meditation is very, very powerful and important that we understand why we do it, why our intent is put into it. Now we all know this, we are to an extent consciously aware that we are of and from the highest of deepest eternal love and of and from the highest of deepest eternal gratitude. That we're in tranquility of benevolence, peace, love, joy, bliss, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness. Abundance. This is a high vibrational frequency. What is housed in these bodies is a very high vibrational frequency. To be conscious of that allows us to literally involve ourselves with this gathering and this meditation. The highest of intent, deep eternal love and gratitude. Now we have others with us. We have the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes. This is a civilization that vibrates at a different frequency than we do. This is why we don't see them every day like we see each other. Now there's trillions of them, and sometimes they appear in humanoid form to give us messages. And other times they can surround any one of us in the thousands because their frequency allows them to do so. They can hold small amount of space in large number. Now they're consciously aware that they are of the highest, deepest eternal love, and from the highest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest and deepest eternal gratitude. They've been assisting us a very long time, and so we've been assisting them. And we also have the Ascended Masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, El Morya, Abundantia, Pel, Thoth, and many, many, many more. They are also consciously aware that they are of and from the highest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest eternal gratitude. Now, they are those who have ascended out of physical form, so to speak, and hold God form, pure consciousness. And they're around assisting us all the time. Those of us who acknowledge them and ask for assistance, they're there immediately. And we've been assisting them. We are pure consciousness, God form, that move and ascend into physical form to experience the physical form. It's an experience. That's what we all do. We experience. And all three groups of us, all together, is gathering this meditation, forming the circle of light, to affect billions of our brothers and sisters in the highest of the deepest eternal love and gratitude. So we're all compelled, literally drawn to the other pieces, the other fragments, the other facets of source creation of our other brothers and sisters throughout everything and everything. So we call upon all the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. And only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest eternal love and of and from the highest of deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, the forming of the circle of light. They come in the trillions. They come in the gigaplexes. One gigaplex fills this universe. They come in trillions of gigaplexes from every direction, and they are with us now. We call upon all the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, beneath earth. All of these civilizations, many, many, many of them in species. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest eternal love, of and from the highest of deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, this meditation of forming the circle of light. And they come in the billions. They are with us now. We call upon all of the off-worlders, all of the galactics, all celestials, many, many, many of them, and only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest eternal love and of and from the highest of deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, and the forming of this circle of light. Over 1,000 of them come through this solar system every day. We're only familiar with a handful of them. Pleiadians, Sirians, Arcturians, Andromedans, felines, Zeta Reticuli, all the different species and levels, Greys, Nords, Draco, Reptilian, all of them. Many, many, many. Golden Pyramid, the Avian. Now, they've been assisting us in our evolution, in our enlightenment, and our ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. And they are with us now. We call upon all of our loved ones, all of those who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest eternal love and of and from the highest of deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, the forming of the circle of light. And they are with us now. We call upon all the light energy beings who have decided to be housed in the following forms on and above and below this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now, this meditation of forming the circle of light. There are trillions of them. They come in shapes, colors, sizes, forms, configurations, which many we've never seen before. And we're only familiar with just a handful. Fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether. The mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur. Many, many, many more. And they are with us now. All gathered from all directions of the universes. We're all one. Arm in arm, hand in hand. All of our gods together. We're all in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, and abundance. And we are all of and from the highest of the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, and of and from the highest of the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love. We are all one, and we are all love, and we are all God. And our God-light energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond and forever, and it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We come and we have formed this massive, massive, massive circle of light. It grays out the darkness of space. It would take over 1 billion of the suns in the solar system to compare to its brightness. The reason of its brightness is because of the gods housed in each of us, the highest of the highest highs of vibrational frequency of deep eternal love and gratitude. And it floods this planet, the civilization of this planet, on it, in it, above it, and below it. This earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now, this meditation, and this circle of light is constantly flooding. And as we begin to ascend as this circle of light above this planet, we are met immediately with a massive gossamer field. It's just oceans and oceans of trillions of vibrant colors reflecting and glittering. They're all the aspects, facets of all of us in this meditation. All of deep eternal love and gratitude. Now we continue to ascend, and we're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column that reminds us that we are the power of healing. We're immediately met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is the column that reminds us of our omnipotent power, our strength, and our resolve. Then we're met with the white fire column. This column reminds us that we are imbued, each and every one of us, head to toe, inside and out, with a brilliant white fire. This is our armor. This is the God armor. Cannot be penetrated from any external source or authority. Cannot be violated. You cannot be harmed. You cannot be disturbed. You cannot be manipulated. You cannot be misguided. It is perfection personified. And it is basically the arms of Source Creator embracing you. The universe at your back. Now, only you have the power if you decide that you're going to step into lower frequencies, lower dark matter frequencies, lower survival matter frequencies, and you step far enough, you will then create a breach in your God light energy armor. This will allow these lower dark matter frequencies, lower survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. In the event that you do choose to do that, you are met with the purple transmuting flame. This column reminds all of us that we can call upon this any time and bring in the purple transmuting flame, transmute all of these lower dark matter and survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance and return it back to pure consciousness where it becomes more. We then are immediately met with the violet ray. This column reminds us that we can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame, harmonize, lift the vibrational frequencies of the breach, heal the breach, reinstating our white fire armor to its full capacity of deep eternal love and gratitude. And we are then met with the golden white pink light. This column reminds us perpetually of who and what we are. While we're on this planet and in it, it is the sunsets, it is the sunrises, it is the rainbows, it is the reflection of the light in the clouds, in our skies, in our oceans, on our lands, is everywhere. And it reminds us of the deep eternal love that we are of and from, and the deep eternal love and gratitude that we are of and from. It is the beauty that we view as the beauty of the gods within us. The grandeur, the grace, the divinity. Now, we continue to ascend above the planet in this circle of light, and some of us decide to step outside of our physical forms and float effortlessly above them. As we do this, now visualize yourselves doing this. And as we do this, we see this massive crystalline light tower. It's larger than the solar system. We all created it. And we look at the actual shaft of the tower, the column, and you can see through it, but you see this, it's like a prisma beacon. It's pulsating and it's spreading out like our auras do, like the gods within us do, emit this harmony of multitude of colors of all in deep eternal love and gratitude and peace and tranquility and benevolence. And it pulsates out, like I said in the beginning. Each of us are beacons positioned on this planet. And we are literally every second, 1001, we are pulsing out, and we are in etheric form. We're pulsing out deep eternal love, gratitude, benevolence, tranquility, abundance, peace, joy, bliss, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness across this planet, in it, on it, above it, and below it. All of our brothers and sisters, all life, the highest value in the universe is being saturated, flooded, bathed, and that of which we all truly are made of, deep eternal love, from Source Creator, the Father. Now at the top of it, we designed it so the Golden Ocean can cascade down, as it is doing, 360 degrees, flooding everything and everything with deep eternal love, gratitude, omnipotent power, omnipotent grace, omnipotent bliss, tranquility, benevolence, abundance. And each of us is a drop of that golden ocean, and each of us hold the essence of that golden ocean. When we move a little bit over, as we continue to ascend, we see this massive sphere, meditative sphere. It's that center circle that holds all of our meditations in perpetual motion. We're only a handful of meditations away of that sphere holding 900 meditations, all in perpetual motion, all eternal, all of the highest high intent of the love that we are, of the bliss that we are, of the gratitude that we are. All the sparks, all the gods within us of the creation that we are. This is why this sphere can be seen, heard, and felt in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond and forever. And that's why it continues to intensify and it continues to expand. Because every single day, well over 2 years, we all gather from across the universes to engage this meditation and continue with the transformation of the civilization of this planet into a God paradise. And that's exactly what we're doing, and that's exactly what is transpiring. For all of our brothers and sisters and all of us, no matter how much of sleepness there is, and how much of not knowing who and what you are there is, we are transforming it. This cannot be stopped, cannot be interrupted. And watch as all of the lower dark matter frequencies vaporize, one by one. And remember that we love all things. We love everything and everything. And this, along our journey of existence, is one of our bus stops. Join you in meditation, and I'll return to close us out.